Hello students, in the last module we have learned what is arithmetic progression. What is AP? AP means any sequence. Suppose it is having terms like A1, A2, A3 and AN and so on. In this sequence, if the difference between two terms, it means the difference between the term and the previous term is fixed for each consecutive two terms, then this type of sequence is called arithmetic progress. This common difference is denoted as D. D means E2 minus E1, or I can write E3 minus E2 and so on. The nth term could be found using the formula A plus n minus 1 into 2. And the sum of n term, that is denoted as Sn, could be found using the formula n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Or I can write it like this, n by 2, a plus n minus 1 into d. This is nth term or last term. So I can also write it like this, n by 2 a plus n. This all we have learned in the last module. Today we will continue the topic, and today we will know about what is arithmetic mean. Arithmetic mean. Arithmetic mean means if I am given any two terms A and B and I insert one term in between A and B, then this term A will be called arithmetic mean of A and B. We are given two terms A and B. We are inserting a term A such that all these three terms will become now an AP. Then this A is called arithmetic mean. According to definition of arithmetic progress, the difference of these two terms, common difference, that is A minus A, will be equal to difference of these two terms. It means B minus A. So I can write that 2a will be equal to a plus b. A is equals to a plus b upon e. It means arithmetic mean is a plus b by. If I am given two terms a and b, then the arithmetic mean will be a plus b by 2. Okay, since we are given that insert three terms between 2 and 10 so that the resulting sequence will be a AP. What we are given? We are given 2 and 10. We need to add 3 terms in between. Suppose A1, A2 and A3. We have entered 3 terms A1, A2 and A3 between 2 and 10. Now, according to question, now this 3 terms and 2 already given terms, all these 5 terms are now in AP. Okay? Now it is in AP. If it is in AP, then this 2 means first term. This is fifth term, because total number of terms are here. This 3 plus 1 plus 1. Total 5 terms are here, and this is the fifth term. Okay? And total number of terms are 5. This information we are getting from this table. Now, we are given A5, so we will use the formula of AN. AN equals to A plus n minus into d. It means A5 is equals to A plus 4d. Put all the values. A5 means 10, A means 2, 4, D. It means 4D equals to 8, D will be equal to, we got the common difference 2. Now we have first term and common difference. It means we can find all the terms. E1. What will be the E1? E1 will be 2 plus common difference. Because in AP we will get the next term by adding common difference in the term. So what will happen here? It means A plus B. A means 2, 2 plus 2, it means 4. A2 means A1 plus D. That is 4 plus 2, that is 6. What is A3? A3 will be A2 plus D. I can write it like A2 plus D, or I can also write it like that. There is a fourth term, so I can also write it like this. A3 means A4, it means A plus 3. Both are the same. We can find using this formula, or you can write using this. What is A3? A2 plus D, that is 6 plus 2, that is. Okay, is it clear? Now, all these three terms are called three arithmetic mean between 2 and 10. Okay, students? Now, students, one more question is given to us. Given find three terms which are in AP and whose sum and product are 21 and 315 respectively. It means we are given that the sum of three terms is 21 and multiplication of three terms A1 into A2 into A3 is 350. Sum means A1 plus A2 plus A3 equals to 20. Okay? These relations are given to us, and A1, A2 and A3, all three are in A3. Okay? Now, we need to simplify this equation. First, we will let some other terms in AP so that the simplification will be more easy. When we need three terms, we can simply take terms like A minus D and A plus D. When we need two terms only, it means I can take A minus D and A plus D. The common difference will be here 2D. Okay? And these are in AP. And if we need four terms, we will simply take four terms, means A minus D, A plus D, A plus 3D, A minus. The common difference will be 2D. If we need to take five terms, then I can take A minus D, A minus 2D, A plus D and A plus. In this case, the common difference is D. Okay? If we let the term in this way, the simplification will be more easy for us. So, for this question, let three terms in AP are A minus D and A plus D. They are in AP. The common difference is here D and common difference is D. Okay? We can take A minus 2D, A and A plus 2D, and that condition The common difference will be 2D. Okay? We have taken 3 terms. Now according to question, what happened here? Sum of 3 terms is 20. Sum means A minus B. Now this is our A1, this is our A2 and this term is A3. Okay? A1 plus A2, that is A, and A3 is A plus B. Sum is 21. Simplify this. A and A cancel down. 3A equals to 21. It means A equals to 7. In this process, in the single equation, we find the one solution. Now, we have got the value of A. Now come to the second condition that is given in the question. Multiplication of all these 3 terms is 350. According to question, multiplication A1 into A2 to A3 is 350. A1 means A minus D, A2 means A plus D is equal to 350. Okay? Now, what is A? That is 7. Put the value of A. 7 minus D. A means 7. 7 plus D is equal to 315. It means we got 49 minus D square into 7 equals to 300. Now, 49 minus D square equals to 45. It means D square will be equal to 49 minus 45, that is 4. D is equals to plus minus. D could be positive 2 or D could be negative. First take 7 and positive 2. A is 7 and D is equals to positive 2. What do we get? A equals to 7, D equals to 2. It means the 3 terms are A minus D, A and A plus D. Okay? That is 5, 7 and 9. If I am taking A equals to 7, D equals to minus 2, then the terms are A minus 2, A minus minus 2, it means 9, 7 and 5. It means the 3 terms will be 5, 7 and 9. That is our result. Okay? A question is given to us. A man starts repaying a loan amount with first installment of rupees 100. He increased installment amount with rupees 5 each month. What is the total amount he paid after 30 installments? Okay? What is given to us? The first installment amount is rupees 100 in the first month. In the second month, the person is paying rupees 105 because he is increasing rupees 5 each month. In the next month, he will pay rupees 110. Okay? In this way, total he will pay 30 installments. It means total terms are 30. Look at here, it is clearly an A. Because difference between two terms is constant. It is an A. In this AP, the first term is A, that is 100. Total number of terms are 30 now. And the common difference is A2 minus A1. A2 minus A1, that will be equal to 105 minus 100, that is rupees 5. What we need to do? We need to find the total amount he is paying in this 30 installment. The total amount means the sum of all this installment he is paying. It means we need to find sum of 30 terms. We need to find sum of 30 terms. It means SN. We have to find as 30. What is the formula of sum of n term? That is n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into. Okay? Put all the values here. We will get as 30 will be equal to 30 by 2. 2a means 2 into 100. Put in all the values. Plus n minus 1 means 30 minus 1. D means 5. It means 15. 200 plus 29 into 5. 15. 200 plus 145. So as 30 will be equal to 15 into 3, 45. That will be equal to 5,175. It means the sum is 5,175. It means person will be paid total 5,175 overall in 30 installments. Rupees 5,175 in 30 installments. Okay, is it clear? Let us consider one more problem. We are given that the sum of n term is of an AP is 3n square plus 5n. Given that Sn equals to 3n square plus 5. Okay? And we are also given that mth term is 164. We have to find value of n. This is our given problem. Now, what is Sn? Sn means the sum of n terms. If my AP is given like that, A1, A2, A3 and so on. S1 means sum of one term only. It means A1 itself. S2 means sum of two terms. It means A1 plus A. This is the two terms. When we are taking the sum Sn, Sn is showing that the sum of first n terms. It means we have to start with starting term. We cannot take any middle two terms. Okay? S3 means A1 plus A2 plus A3 and so on. Okay, students? Now, simplify the given problem. Put the value of n. What we will get? If n is 1, it means S1. That is 3, 1 square plus 5 into 1. That will be equal to 8. A1 equals to 8. This is equation number 1. Okay? When we are putting n equal to 2, it means S2. S2 means 3. 2 square plus 5 into 2. That will be 22. This is A1 plus A2. Put A1 here from equation 1. What we will get? A plus A2 equals to 2. Sorry, this is 22. This is 22. 8 plus A2 equals to 22. It means A2 will be equal to 22 minus 8. That is 40. Okay? Similarly, for n equal to 3, that is S3. Now we will solve that ma'am, we have found A1 and A2. We can simply find the common difference D, that is A2 minus A1. But you should always check that the given term is AP or not. Okay? That's why I am finding S3 and I will got A3 and as a resulting AP. S3 means that is 3 square plus 5 into 3, that is A1 plus A2 plus A3, that is 27 plus 51, that is 42. Okay, put value of A1 and A2. A1 plus A2 is 22. 22 plus A3 equals to 42. It means A3 equals to okay. Thus we got an AP. First term A1, A2, A3 and so on. This is 8, 14 and 20 and we can see clearly that the difference is 6 always. It means it is an AP. Now what is common difference D? That is A2 minus A1, 14 minus 8, that is 6. Okay. Now we are given AM. AM will be equal to 164. Using the formula for mth term, we will get A plus m minus 1 into D equals to 164. Simplifying it, putting the value of A and D both, that is 8 plus m minus 1 into 6 equals to 164. M minus 1 into 6 equals to 156. M minus 1 will be equal to 26. M equals to 27. This is your resulting answer. It is given that PH, QH and RS term of an AP are A, B and C respectively. Then prove this condition. Given that PH term means A. So A means not a first term here, it means PH term. QH term means B and RS term means C. Now, how we can represent PH term? A1 means first term. Just remember that this A means PH term. That's why I am showing first term using notation A1. A1 plus n minus 1. It means P minus 1 into P. Okay? QF term. It means A1 plus Q minus 1 into P. RS term, that is C, A1 plus R minus 1 into T. This is given to us, equation 1, equation 2 and equation 3. Now to prove this condition, we will start with left hand side. Now start with left hand side, we got Q minus R, A plus R minus P, B and P minus Q, C. Okay? Put all the values here. We can easily put value of A, B and C. Put the values, we will got Q minus R. A means A1 plus P minus 1 into T. Okay? Plus R minus P multiplied with B. B means A1 plus Q minus 1 into B. Okay? And P minus Q into C means A1 plus R minus 1 into B. taking the term with A1 individually and with D individually, we will got here Q minus R plus R minus P plus P minus Q into A1. Okay? And with D we will get Q minus R into P minus 1 plus from second term we get R minus P, Q minus 1, and from the last term we will get P minus Q, R minus 1 whole multiplied with D. Now look at here, all the terms are cancelled out here. So this is 0, 0 into A1, that is 0. Okay? Plus, multiply all this term now. QP minus Q minus RP plus R. Plus RQ minus R minus PQ plus P. Plus PR minus P minus QR plus Q into Q. Look at here, all the terms are again cancelling out. This Q, Q, QP and QP, RP and RP, R and R, RQ and RQ and P and P. All the terms are cancelled out. It means we remain with 0 into D, that is 0. This is our right hand side. So question is true. Okay? What we have done? We have simply find the value of ABC and put in the given condition, left hand side of the given condition. So the resulting right hand side we will got. Okay? In this question, we have given that this term is arithmetic mean of A and B. Then find the value of n. An plus Bn upon a raised to power n minus 1 plus b raised to power n minus 1. It is arithmetic mean of An. It means, what is the arithmetic mean of A and B? That is a plus b by 2. An plus b raised to power n upon a raised to power n minus 1 plus b raised to power n minus 1. That is equals to a plus b by 2. Simply multiply, cross multiply the terms. We will get 2 times An plus 2 times b raised to power n is equals to a raised to power n. I am directly multiplying An plus a b raised to power n minus 1 plus b a raised to power n minus 1 and b raised to power n. Now taking all the terms this side, we will live with a raised to power n, 1 a raised to power n, a raised to power n is cancelled out, plus b raised to power n minus a b raised to power n minus 1 minus b a raised to power n minus 1. That is equals to 0. Now, look at here, which two terms we can take something common? In this term, we can take common b raised to power n minus 1, taking this term together. Taking a raised to power n minus 1 common, we will left with a minus b here. Now, in this term, taking minus b raised to power n minus 1 common, so we will left with a minus b. I have taken minus also common so that this bracket will be similar. Okay, students? That is equals to 0. Now, taking a minus b common, this is a raised to power n minus 1 minus b raised to power n minus 1, that is equals to 0. Now, From this condition, we reach that maybe a minus b is equal to 0, or maybe a n raised to power n minus 1 minus b raised to power n minus 1 is equals to 0. Okay? So, what we got here? If a minus b equal to 0, it means a equals to b, but that is not possible. If a is equals to b, then we don't have two terms, we have only single term. Then how could we find arithmetic mean? Arithmetic mean can be only found when we have two terms and in between that we insert any third term. So it is not possible that a is equals to b. So consider this factor. A raised to power n minus 1 will be equal to b raised to power n minus 1. On dividing with b raised to power n minus 1, we will get a raised to power n minus 1 upon b raised to power n minus 1. That is equals to 1. Now, I can write it like this, 1 as a upon b whole raised to power 0. Because this way we have both the side base same, so power will also same. Comparing, we got n minus 1 equal to 0, it means n equal to 1. Okay, it is clear, students? I thought it is sufficient for today. We will continue with the GP in the next video. Till that, complete the exercise and worksheets. Thank you, class.